Fog Entertainment coming at you sick and infected, just like the walkers in this episode. Welcome back, guys, to the channel with some special strain of walkers. We had some contagious walkers, some walkers that had been exposed to, God knows what. We've been exposed. We're feeling pretty sick right now, but we're going to try and get through this season 5, episode 2. I believe it was called
The hurt that will happen.
The Hurt That Will Happen. And you know what? Watching this episode kind of did hurt. This show for me has went massively downhill. You could see, I think it was getting worse in season 4. Well, obviously it got a lot worse in season 4, and season 5's just continued on that trend. I mean, that's 2 episodes we're in now where there's just like, honestly, there's no sign of direction. I don't see what's actually happening here, what the purpose is, what the aim is, the goal. It just seems to be Morgan and friends wants to go around helping as many people as he possibly can, and that's pretty much it. Take it or leave it. That's what you're getting.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much is it. But we did have the return. Daniel Salazar. This guy is working the part-time schedule. He appears every couple of seasons for a few episodes and then he'll disappear. But he pretty much has this entire location to himself. I'm not quite sure what you would describe it as. It's some like form of compound. We did see Strand relaying a message. Ho ho, amigos, I'm going to El Paso. If you're seeing this, that probably means I'm dead. And then we meet Daniel again. We reunite these two characters who are always at each other's throat, and we're introduced to a cat by the name of Skidmark. And I feel like that's very fitting for this show. Shite.
Yeah, I think this episode left skid marks. To be fair, we'll sum up the Daniel stuff first with Strand. So Strand basically needs to try and find a plane, and he somehow manages to determine that Daniel has got one. He somehow also knew where Daniel was. Honestly, I cannot remember how this happened, but that was the case.
Yeah, he found out via Al's tapes, but I don't really see how Al's tapes delivered the exact location. Because surely if that's the case, then Daniel must be like, well, why would I want that information being out there?
Yeah, now look, Daniel doesn't trust Strand, and rightfully so. I don't know why he would. Strand tries to tell him, no, our friends are here.
I'm different. I've changed since Mexico. Aye, you've changed since Mexico. But then, note the crazy thing is, see, since Mexico, it's been like a... This is after All Out War, bear in mind. It's been a bunch of years.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, other than Alicia, who does Daniel here really know? I mean, does he even know Luciana? I'm thinking of the timeline.
We get introduced to Luciana in the back end of season 2, don't we? And that was... He's out. The farm, the cartel farm, whatever, burnt down, and he was never to be seen until season 3. I think he might have met her like the odd time in season 3, like when they had like the stadium trades. But honestly, if he did meet her, like it was very... There wasn't much going on. He doesn't know June. He doesn't know John. And I just... Yo, this is Daniel, right? This is like one of the last throws of the dice that this show's got, bringing him back. And how flat did this feel?
Yeah, he just feels like a jabroni character, just a throwaway character at this point.
Strand and him talk, and oh, you can trust me now. He's like, oh, you don't do it for me, do it for them. It's like, well, why would Daniel care, right? And then at the end of it, he's like, you know what, Strand, I'm actually not going to give you the plane. Alicia, she's like her mother, even though she's dead. And Al, she's pretty strong too. Bye-bye. Gate gets locked. Strand gets sent on his way, and Skidmark meows on the porch. It was just absolute filler. This felt like, this actually felt like, what's the episode with Morgan? Clear?
Mm-hmm.
This actually felt like the episode with Morgan, when Michonne, Rick and Carl visit him for a one-off. Honestly, I know Daniel does appear later on, but it feels like this is a one and done for Daniel. Feels like, right, this is where he is. This is what he's been up to, but bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see Daniel in the rest of season 5, or... Is that him until season 6? Who knows? I just don't think... I never thought they were going to go down this route. Not that I thought the core group cast was great, but I don't think this show's done itself any favours by splitting them up.
No, it's really not. And the fact he's got this big compound to himself, like, how did he get it? Whatever. But oh, Daniel. Anyway, let's just. I mean, that's Daniel done. The rest of the episode, right? Morgan and Alicia and John, they're out looking for Al. John then decides to go back. You've got Luciana going on about accordions, and she keeps on speaking about it. It's like, is this an attempt at comedy here? This is far from funny, by the
A
way.
really bad attempt. Yeah, John and June go out. Nothing really happens. Their car breaks down. That's it. That's about as far as they go. Morgan and Alicia, they go the opposite way. Morgan takes down a couple of walkers. Some woman comes at him with a gun, tells him to take all his clothes off. Turns out he could be infected. There's a bunch of walkers that have been exposed. Yeah, they've been exposed to, like, I don't know, radiation or something. And
it's like, Chernobyl reactors being melted down, and anyone with it. But I just don't. But this just feels like this is like Morgan's like wet dream. Somebody that openly needs help within a close vicinity and needs like to take all the walkers down. I appreciate the attempt here to try something different with like radiation, and it is something completely different, but it fucking sucks, man. I'm not gonna say it's good. It's nowhere near good, to be honest.
No, it's not really good.
I mean, Morgan, take your clothes off. And then, you've got Alicia, like, spearing the woman to the ground, and Morgan then takes his clothes off after this. She explains, like, why he needs to take his clothes off. Oh, you need to wash underneath your wedding ring. Then you need to lift your right foot. Wash your soles of your feet. Wash your big toe, Morgan. Then you need to lift your left foot. Get your wee toes in there, Morgan.
I know, trying to tell Morgan how to wash himself. It was very strange.
No, it was very strange. Again, Luciana, she, like, ventures out for herself. There's, like, numerous communications where, like, yeah, she gets through to Strand, but we've already kind of discussed Strand. You've then got the scene where Alicia is, like, they're trying to kill the walker here with the dosimeter. It's a cylinder-shaped thing around the walker's neck. It's like, I get why they want to kill it so it doesn't spread across America and things like that, but Jesus fucking Christ, man. It's like Alicia actually, like, puts her entire life in jeopardy here just so they can kill this walker. Oh, but it landed in the mud. It landed in the mud. Then you've got Grace, like, crying about Alicia's actions. It's just like, shut up. Then Morgan's practically begging this woman. Can he help her? I don't want to know the answer. I gotta help you. We gotta help you. Garbage. Then you've got June and John. They lift up this, like, thing off the kid's car. Hey, maybe that's the way they went, buddy. Alright, brilliant, fantastic. At the truck stop, though, the group arrives. And then they awake Luciana. She's still very heavily sedated at this point. The dead are waiting outside. There's heads hanging from a billboard. I wonder who's done this. Well, we did see in the premiere there was heads hanging from a tree, so I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that this is the same people doing that. Who's took Al? We're no step closer to knowing that. I believe it is the CRM. But...
yeah, we didn't see Al in this episode, and I wouldn't complain if we don't get to see her again.
Yeah, you could fire that motto in with any of these characters.
It's strange because if the CRM is included in this, they've got to make them look somewhat strong. Because I mean, this would be the same CRM that took down the mighty Rick Grimes.
Yep.
So if Morgan and friends just demolish a CRM like they're nothing, then it's, I don't know, it's just bad writing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, see, at this point, are you not baffled that this goes another 4 seasons? It feels like we are out.
Yeah, I feel like it's run its course already.
We are out of ideas here.
I mean, you hear about some shows falling off towards the end. Fear the Walking Dead massively fell off, and it's not before it was even halfway through.
Yeah, anywhere near halfway through when you factor in that season 1 was, 6 episodes, and I believe season 2 was only 13. So when you factor I think season 2 had 16, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's like, I think when more than half of this show, like season 4 and onwards, takes place way after All Out War and after like Negan's been defeated by Rick's group, I think you're onto a losing horse.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we can sit here and say, well, the CRM need to look strong because that's what took Rick down. It's not only the fact they did take Rick down. This is set in the exact same time period because Rick gets taken after All Out War by the CRM. So it's not like, Oh, the CRM version
Get
of
stronger,
Fear
you
is
know?
it's like the weakest it was. It's the early. No, this is the same CRM.
At this point, isn't Rick already captured?
Yeah, so there is no real excuse at the end of the day. Anyway, let's drop the excuses. Let's get the numbers out. I am going to give this episode.
Well, I mean, quickly. So Daniel, in the end, we don't want to discuss that, no?
I mean, I guess Daniel in the end tells Strand, you know what? Fuck your trespasses and fuck your lies.
Yeah, basically says you're not getting the plane. Luciana, June and John go back, and she says, "Oh, there's walkers." Morgan and Alicia help this woman take down some of the exposed walkers, and they offer to go with her and help her, but she says that basically she's been exposed too much and that she's a ticking time bomb and she's going to die, and therefore she isn't going to be responsible for anyone else dying. Honestly, man, felt like it's such a filler episode in my eyes. Really, really poor. I am going to give this one a 2 out of 10. Close to being a 1. Just absolute shit. Didn't like it. Didn't enjoy it. Thought it was really crap, guys. Not gonna lie.
It was crap. It was filler, but it's like we say it was filler. They brought back Daniel. He had a whole episode with his arch nemesis, pretty much. You got the big reveal that you got this woman and like, oh, it's radiated zombies and all that stuff. It's like, I think there's going to be way worse episodes than this season. And we're giving it a 2. I'm giving it a 2. How crazy is that? That's mental.
It is mental, guys, but yeah, let us know what you gave it down below. Just not a lot really to say. I think we've summed it pretty much everything up.
Aye, the cat. The cat was played by Raja Afghani. Skidmark was played by Raja Afghani. What do you make of him?
What a guy. Famous cat.
He was born on the 17th of June 2009. He's a male, he's an orange, he's tabby, that's his ethnicity, and his owner is called CJ Champ. Probably the most over character in this fucking TV show.
Yeah, big up this guy right here, Skidmark.
Skidmark.
How high will he?
No marks on the ball for Skidmark.
How high will he be up the character? It's less than season 5, but aye, that's it. Skidmark, Skid Row, Skid Pants. This episode wasn't good, so
aye,
2 out of 10.
2 out of 10. Till next time. Peace.